welcome you to today's lecture, and thank you so much for joining in creating excitement and expansion worldwide. And I promised you to say we have said goodbye to the slides and we are on the hands-on practice. So this time you'll be seeing me doing things on the screen, then asking you to do the same. So today I have nothing much to give you except the stages of the research writing process. Stages of the research writing process. So just in the stages you realize that understanding the format of a research proposal is very important. Understanding the format of the research proposal is important. So today I want you to understand that the research proposal has 3 chapters, and research proposal is just a document that is presented to the funders or people that you believe are going to take part in funding the project that is going to lead to researching a certain problem and solving it. So it has to be written very systematic, and it has to be very simple and clear so that they should be able to understand the area that you're proposing to research and everything around that area. You should be able to be confident to say, when we research in this area we find these solutions to these problems, we are going to change something about it, we are going to solve this problem. That's why a proposal is there. So it's very important that you understand this, because a proposal can be a business project proposal, marketing, research proposal, things like that. And they are very important in organizations, they are very important in upcoming companies, and they are very important in every other scope of life. So let's get in and just get to understand. So it has 3 parts that are very critical, that do not miss in every proposal that you write. Whether you are in Congo, you are in Kenya or Zambia, a proposal stands as a proposal with the same parts that I'm just talking about. So it has chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. In the chapter 1 we have introduction, which serves as the overview. Then we have the background of the study, the statement of the problem, the purpose of the study, then the objectives. After that, the objectives are categorized into 2. We have general objectives and specific objectives. Then we present our variables, our research questions, as well as our research hypothesis. Other institutions will say, if you present your research questions, you don't need to present the hypothesis. But in Zambia and other nations that I've seen before, we can present research questions as well as research hypothesis. So this depends on the preferences of the supervisor as well as the institutional preferences, and that is what it is. Alright, so from there we continue to the significance of the study, limitations of the study, and then before we summarize we can go to the definition of terms. So the definition of terms is also known as the operational definitions. Then after that you can present your conceptual framework or theoretical framework just in chapter 1 before going to chapter 2 according to other institutions, but other institutions will suggest that you present your conceptual framework in chapter 2, and I'll let you know where it can be put. Alright. So in chapter 2, when we begin the chapter 2 with the overview, just before we begin to say world view and global perspective, we can present the conceptual framework there in chapter 2. But if you have not presented it there, you can still wait. You write about the global view of the problem, the regional view of the problem, then you talk about your local perspective. After the local perspective, that's when you can present the conceptual framework again. From there, if you present your conceptual framework, you can talk about the conceptual framework, just to explain how the variables in the conceptual framework are relating with each other. And from there you can also come up with what is called the knowledge gap. After these researchers that I've cited on top, there is still a local knowledge gap at the local perspective, which I am proposing to fill with this research proposal. That's the knowledge gap. Then from there you present your methodology. How do you plan to collect information that is going to help you to come up with the information that you need? So that's when you are going to explain the overview, then the design of the study. Okay, the overview, then the design of the study, as well as the study area, the target population, the sample size, then the sampling procedures, the data collection instruments that you are going to use. Then you also tell them data collection procedure, the data analysis, the ethical consideration, as well as the inclusion and exclusion criteria. Then you also talk about the study duration, how long will it take you. Then you summarize your chapter 3. After that, you present what are called appendices. You can number them or letter them according to what you want. In this case, there is no rule, but make sure that it looks professional. You can say appendix 1, participants information slip. Appendix 2, consent form. Appendix 3, timetable or schedule of work or working schedule. Then appendix 4, budget. Then you say appendix 5, questionnaire. If you need more than one questionnaire to ask different types of people, if you had on your target population you had teachers and pupils, you can have 2 questionnaires, which one is directed to teachers, the other one is directed to pupils with different types of questions. So that's what we have for today, and all I have to tell you is that thank you so much for joining in creating excitement and expansion worldwide. If you have any question, feel free to inbox me or write it up in the feedback group, then we'll be able to discuss and interact.